Okay, so if anybody's still watching and Mayor Weinstein's there in the corner, we'll call this part two. So we were talking earlier, again, we build this show as the implications for Israel and the Jews about the appointments from the Trump administration, and we certainly veered away from that. So Mayor, first one is Ilya Stefanik, U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, who's been chosen. All of these I'm mentioning require congressional approval, which is a process. But basically, she said that Israel is a miracle and is an example of human potential. And this, who Trump has chosen, received the Miriam Sheldon Adelson Defender of Israel Award by the ZOA. She gained national attention when it was her doings that got the president of the University of Pennsylvania to resign. When she was in Israel, she said that it's the U.S.'s highest honor and high responsibility to support Israel to eliminate Hamas. And she called U.S. Embassy's move to Jerusalem the physical embodiment of Herzl's maxim. So if she's not pro-Israel, I don't know who is. Let's find another one. Mayor, if you're still
Yes.
there, we're going with
Yes.
John Radcliffe, who's going to be the new CIA director. He was a congressional member of Trump's anti-impeachment team, and he said he took an oath to defend the Constitution. He accused the Biden administration of diverting critical intelligence in order for a false narrative from Kamala Harris about targeting innocent Palestinians in Gaza. He brought that to the government and made a complaint. He's praised Israel's military strikes on Iran, and he thinks we should go and hit their oil fields and we should go and hit their nuclear reactors. So that's another appointment by Trump. Then we have Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem has been, it may be the Department of Homeland Security. She's the first female governor of South Dakota in its 125-year history, and she signed into law the IRA definition of anti-Semitism for the entire state of South Dakota. So once again, she says Israel is one of our closest allies, and the success is critical to American national security. There's another one of Trump's picks. Pete Hegseth, following his degree from Princeton and Harvard, he was deployed and he's in charge of Concerned Veterans of America. He says, and I quote, "Zionism and Americanism are the front lines of Western civilization." And he expressed his hopes, this is a Christian Zionist, hopes that the temple will be rebuilt in his lifetime. Okay, that's another Trump appointee. Of course, Mike Huckabee, we mentioned earlier, but he's a staunch, unapologetic Christian Zionist. Some people criticize the choice for not being Jewish. Hey, I take him over most Reform rabbis any day. He's traveled to Israel over 100 times. He and Netanyahu are friends, and he unequivocally states there is really no such thing as a Palestinian. There's no such thing as the occupation. He refers to the West Bank as Judea and Samaria, and he denies the existence of any Jewish settlements which are illegal. So there we have that member. Of course, there's Tulsi Gabbard, who is in line to Director of National Intelligence. And besides being major military, she's the youngest woman ever elected to the U.S. Senate. And she calls the pro-Palestinian college protest puppets of a radical Islamic organization. And she states that a lasting peace in Israel is unobtainable as long as Hamas remains in power. Couple more, and then I'm going to sign out. Marco Rubio we discussed, but he believes in Israel's security of peace through strength. And he calls on Israel to destroy every element of Hamas because Israel cannot exist, quote, with these savages until they have to be eradicated. Okay, that's another choice of Trump. Mike Waltz we mentioned, and not to be confused with the Waltz who is going to be Harris's vice president. I was going to line them up to each other, but I resisted the temptation. He's married to a combat veteran. He's a Green Beret, and that he praised Israel's target of Hezbollah and urged a strong military stance against Iran. That's another. Two more. Steve Witkoff as special envoy to the Middle East. He was happened to be playing golf with President Trump during the second assassination attempt. He's a proud Jewish Zionist. He characterized Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's address to Congress as spiritual. His nomination comes at an important time as well. And of course, there's Lee Zeldin, who he's been chosen as the EPA administrator. He's a Zionist Jewish former New York congressman, a staunch supporter of Palestinian and a pro-Israel policies. He's aligned with Israel's right to defend itself, and he thinks that Hamas needs to be wiped off the map because Hamas is intent on wiping Israel off the map. And And that's all I got. So I'm going to now, Mayor, any closing comments after those?
No,
And what,
that's excellent. We got, everything's going to work out certainly in a much more positive way for Israel than what we have been used to for the past 4 years, and we're looking forward to it.
one of the most interesting things, like I said, I'll reiterate how I got that list. I found a list in a Turkish Arab newspaper of the people they don't want to be confirmed.
Right.
That's where I got those
Right.
names. Guys, I'm
Right.
signing out. Mayor, you get the last word, and then you can hit end stream whenever you're ready.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. And we're going to be on live tomorrow. We're going to be broadcasting live the memorial for Rabbi Kahana, linked up with a feed into the actual ceremony that's taking place in Jerusalem tomorrow. It will be 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time, and that will be 6 o'clock in the evening Israel time tomorrow. So I hope to see you then, and be very